Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got another one of these shows. Yep, here we go again. Yet another arrest down in Georgia. The Bulldogs. Par for the course, I guess, at this point. I think this is like maybe the 25th arrest over the last couple of years over reckless driving, speeding, could be a DUI. This one's not a DUI. And of course, you know about the tragic crash and the racing and all that crap that's been going on down there in Georgia. And it just keeps going and going and going. And this is a frustrating video for me because I'm not going to be putting any comedy stuff in here, and I'm not going to do this is not a fun video for me. You know, I like to have a lot of jocularity, if you will, in my videos. And I can't do that in this because I know how serious it is. And I'm really getting frustrated with Kirby Smart. Super frustrated. Hopefully I'll keep my cool on this one. I can't guarantee it. We'll see. The report is Georgia wide receiver Nitro Tuggle arrested on reckless driving and speeding charges. Another Georgia football player has been arrested for reckless driving. He was arrested on misdemeanor charges of reckless driving and speeding maximum limit. Tuggle was booked at 1:56 a.m. and released on a $26 bond at 2:55. It doesn't say what his speed was. It was at least more than 20 miles over the speed limit because I think that's reckless. So who knows? It says the arrest of Tuggle is the latest to be of the driving variety. First arrest of the offseason. But a year ago, it talks about the multiple arrests, various speeding related, etc. And we covered that quite a bit. It was really bad. And this is actually what did happen last year. This is when they had that big rash.
Now to some breaking news here at 6. We now know 3 UGA football players are facing charges for reckless driving. Record shows star linebacker Smile Munden and freshman Bo Hewley were arrested this week. And we also just learned that freshman DeMello Jones, who is not here on your screen, was also charged. Warrants from Athens, Clark County claim Munden and Jones were racing last night. We're still working to get the warrant for Hewley, who was arrested 2 days ago.
And then, of course, we had the terrible tragedy down there of the people that were killed in a reckless driving, racing, etc. And it's just become commonplace down there in Georgia. And if you look at what Kirby Smart has said about it in the past, he's not responded on this Nitro one. But if you look at his previous comments, I'm wondering whether anything's really going to be done to put a stop to this. Now, again, this is not a comment after the Nitro thing. This was previously. He said, everybody wants to know what game and are they suspended? He said, that's probably not the most important thing in terms of the discipline and culture they've got to experience. As far as I know, there's not one team that has ever suspended a player for a traffic violation. He also said, I don't know that anybody has been kicked off the team for that. And I think his primary concern, he said, it's repeat behaviors that'll get dismissed, etc. So I don't know that he's really going to do a whole lot about it. I've kind of yelled and screamed about this because several different reasons. These guys that are this age, 18, 19, 20, they've got a bunch of money in their pocket from NIL. They're buying these super fast cars. They want to race them. There's obviously a racing culture down there with the Georgia Bulldogs. That's clear. 25 arrests for this. That's, you know, that's a trend. Anyway, they think they're indestructible. And they go out there and play a violent game, and they figure, you know, I'm safe behind the wheel. We've got all these protections with the airbags and all that. When you're doing 100 miles an hour and you hit a telephone pole, I don't care what airbag you got. You're going to get hurt bad. And these guys, they don't understand that. Like I said, they think they're indestructible. And what they're doing is they're putting not only themselves in jeopardy, but all the innocent bystanders that are out there, you know, maybe just working, driving around at night, doing their job. Maybe they're delivering things, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes this flash, and they're gone. And that's another concern that I wish Kirby Smart would take this into consideration a little bit more. Now, I know it seems like I'm ripping on the guy, but he's the one person that can fix this. He's won multiple national titles. He's probably the best coach in college football, and I do respect that. He has a blind spot. I'm sorry to use a driving analogy, but he's got a blind spot, and it's this reckless driving, racing culture that he has down there. He's not seeing it right. He's just not. And he's the one coach on this planet right now that could fix this and nobody'd say a word. First of all, you're unfireable. Nobody in Georgia would ever fire you over dealing with this. Number one. Number two, you're making $13 million plus a year. You're the highest paid coach in the country. if they fired you, they'd have to sell part of Atlanta and give it to you in a buyout. And they don't want rid of you anyway. And here's the other thing. I'm a former Division I player myself. I can promise you the majority of that team wishes he would deal with this. There's a lot of guys over there doing the right thing, working their butts off, that want to play and are carrying that G very seriously, and they want this dealt with. And they're tired of being embarrassed. They're tired of this, of guys that don't follow the rules. You know, when you're following the rules and there's other guys not, it makes you mad when they're not dealt with. So I think there's all the reasons in the world to fix this, and he just won't. I don't get it. I guess he's afraid maybe a player will leave. A 4-star leaves. Oh, no. Georgia, there's 100 guys in Georgia that are 4 stars and 5 stars and super high blue chippers that would love to play for Georgia. And not only in Georgia, which is the best recruiting footprint in the world, all over the country. There's 100 guys out there begging to play for Georgia. He could replace a guy like that. And he puts up with this and puts up with it and puts up with it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. But he just keeps doing it. And unfortunately, something terrible is going to happen again. And he's not dealing with this. So I'm putting it on Kirby at this point. You know, at some point, this is on Kirby. And we've reached it. We reached it before this, as far as I'm concerned. And Georgia folks, you're going to hate this video. I get it. Here's the thing I will also tell you, the ones that are going to be mad at me and put hateful comments, most of the Georgia fans want this solved. Most of them want Kirby to fix this and to put some discipline in there and deal with this. And if it means somebody suspended or thrown off, whatever, they don't care. They're tired of this nonsense. So the small number of people that are going to be upset about this video, believe me, the majority of Georgia fans are good folks, and they don't like this, and they want it fixed. So anyway, I know nobody likes this type of video. I'm not, don't even worry about subscribe or whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry I even got to do this. I don't enjoy it. I have a lot of respect for Kirby Smart as a football coach. I don't respect this at all. None. And it's on Kirby at this point as far as I'm concerned. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.